Alright, so we're checking out the AOVO Bogist Mini V2. This is a very small electric bike. Regarding the shipping and assembly, it came probably like 90% assembled. The only thing I do is put on the front fender and wheel, and then attach the handlebar at these screws right here. And you have to attach the seat, which is pretty easy. The handlebar does fold down over here. Pretty decent wiring management here. It goes into the frame right here, and rather small battery. It's a pretty light bike overall, like 50 pounds. It's a 7.8 amp hour 36 volt battery. The motor in here is a 36 volt 350 watt motor. Maximum speed's like 15.5 miles an hour on this bike, and with that battery the overall range maximum is going to be about 15.5 miles. Got a rear and front disc brakes here, 160 millimeter rotors. Also have a small kickstand here in the back. Pedals do fold up, so you can get the bike a little bit smaller by reducing the height of the seat or taking it off and folding down the handlebar. The battery is removable, so you can charge it outside of the bike. And you have to unlock it here at this keyhole. There's a battery meter here on the battery. Press this button and you can see what much charge it has. The wheels are 16 inches, and these are these mag style rims, pretty nice. Pretty basic handlebar, standard grips here, mechanical disc brakes as I mentioned. I've got a bell, got your display here, got a thumb throttle, power button, and this is kind of a scooter style display. So this is more common, you'll see this kind of display more on scooters than e-bikes. Unless you're a taller person, it's going to be a little bit, the angle is a little bit harder to read, so I'll be reading off the speed as I do the speed test. Turn on the bike, you long press the power button, and the display is not super readable in bright sunshine. You see the mode there, it's in speed mode 3. Just short press the power button to switch the mode. Now we're in mode 1, so it's slower speed. There's 3 different speed levels, and you can see the battery meter here and the odometer. Everything's in kilometers, and I don't know how to switch it to miles if you're wondering about that. There's a rear brake light here that is activated by the brake levers. So there's no gears on this one, just a single chain, and is a larger gear here in the front than I've seen on some of these 16-inch mini e-bikes, so it might be easier to pedal from a standstill. Alright, so start off in speed level 1, and we'll do pedaling. The motor, alright, I had to turn the crankshaft a few times, like 2 or 3 times before the motor kicked in. So, do have to pedal a bit. And the larger front gear here does help in that regard. But getting a little bit of a workout here. I'm getting a little bit of motor assistance, but not much. It's topping out here at 10 kilometers per hour. I'll put up on the screen here what that is in miles per hour. Not very fast, but if you want some exercise, that's one way to go. Let's kick it up to level 2. All right, this is much better. Not working as hard. About 14 kilometers per hour, 15 kilometers per hour, but still putting in some effort. There's definitely a way to get exercise with a little bit of assistance from the battery and motor. All right, let's kick it to level 3. Oh, there we go. Boom. 24 kilometers per hour, 25 kilometers per hour. Big gap between level 2 and level 3. And at the speed I am freewheeling, I'm not providing any effort to make the bike go. It's all motor here. And I just have to keep pedaling for the motor to be on. So it's basically like having throttle on. But I'm not providing any effort other than just moving my feet to maintain 25 kilometers per hour. All right, so we'll stick it back into level 1. And now I'm just going to use throttle only, no pedaling. I believe the speeds are going to be the same. So yeah, this doesn't give you full throttle. It's speed limited. I'm going 9 kilometers per hour. It'll probably top out at 10. The weight limit on this bike is like 265 pounds, I believe. So I'm not getting 10 kilometers per hour, probably because I'm a little bit too heavy for the bike. Let's kick the mode 2, speed level 2. All right. So obviously, if you're just using the bike on throttle only, your range is going to be less than when you're pedaling. 13 kilometers per hour is where we're topping out here on throttle only. All right, let's go to level 3 here. And there we go. Lots more power. A lot more between level 2 and level 3. So yeah, we're at 25 kilometers per hour now. Not seeing any sag on the battery. Sometimes the battery meter will sag down, but it looks like it's still full. Kind of depends on how many miles you run it before you start seeing voltage sag and maybe some speed reduction. But it doesn't look like at the top end of the battery it's going to give you any reduction in speed. It's just giving you full power. And just cruising along here at top speed here, about 15.5 miles per hour, 25 kilometers per hour. Very smooth ride. There's no suspension on this bike, no seat post suspension, front or rear shocks. So any bumps you feel on the road, you're going to feel them. So, all right, let's get this back up to full speed again. And let's try out the brakes. We'll do a quick stop here, going full speed, and hit the brakes now. So it took about, not too bad, like 15 feet to stop it, and the brakes work pretty well. The front one is rubbing a little bit. You probably can't hear that. I can barely hear it myself. Probably needs a minor adjustment, but that's normal for any e-bike that you're in the beginning and have to assemble. Some adjustments are going to be needed from the factory, but that's really nothing to be worried about. It's pretty easy to do. If you don't know how to do that, you can always take it to a bike shop. You could do that for a pretty reasonable cost. But it's not affecting the performance of the bike at all. Any of the bumps I'm going to feel are definitely felt in the seat. The seat is reasonably comfortable. I think I could probably last a full battery on this without any issues. Although a seat post suspension would help a lot. I think it would go a long way. And yeah, it's not terrible for this price point and this kind of bike, but I would stick to mainly, asphalt streets like this, sidewalks, etc. Definitely not meant for off-roading. Of course, these are 16-inch wheels, but they're skinny tires. They're like maybe 2 inches wide, so definitely don't take this off-roading. This is for your city and urban areas. Anyway, overall, pretty comfortable bike. Decent power for what it's got and for the price point. Should be able to put this in pretty much any car trunk if you're worried about that, even though it doesn't fold down in the middle. The link will be in the video description if you guys want to check it out. That'll do it for this one. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.